What has the demand for bridging finance been like since securing this funding? And I'm aware that you secured both wholesale and private funding.
Yeah, well, I think in terms of the difference, we've obviously got some private funding as you've just mentioned, and we're going to obtain wholesale. I think for us, if we put all of our eggs in one basket, then that would be maybe a bad move. I think it's about, again, going back to the risk elements, it's about spreading our risk accordingly, and each type of funding does bring its own benefits. So I think we'll be using those benefits to our advantage. In terms of demand, for bridging finance, I think since the lockdown restrictions started to ease, maybe at the back end of May, I would say. I think we've seen our inquiries nearly treble, which is absolutely fantastic. And going into or finishing August off, which we've just been through, that was our most successful month for completion. So I think that the message out there is that there is still business. People are getting confidence to continue to buy, after the initial part of the pandemic has kind of flown by, and I think that's important for us to move forward with. Everyone needs that confidence to move on.
Definitely. You've also mentioned before that that Ascot has completed the first phase of its business plan. What do you have planned for phase two, which I imagine beginning now, and what's your long-term vision for the company?
Well, I think in terms of moving into phase two, phase two is about increasing, or partly about increasing our funding levels, which, as we've kind of done and completed that initial stage. I think next, it's about moving on to increasing the infrastructure and the resources to cope, which we're moving forward with at the moment. And I think also looking forward, sort of past that, initial stage. I think it's about looking for further funding and looking to gain a more competitive edge with different products out there. As we move forward, we're a relatively new lender out there, and I think for us it's about standing out or trying to stand out. The further we go down the line, I think the more we're going to be able to do that with the right infrastructure and the right funding levels.